Take something out of queue, whatever's in queue. So here we are. We're getting ready to go on the air, and everybody's really nervous because we've never done this before. I don't think I ever felt that way, ever. Well, maybe the very first show, possibly, because it's like, yeah, we're going to do one, and that's it. They're taking it off the air. We're done. Even though I had a lot of experience with doing bad shows and never getting taken off, I knew this one would. But 7 years later, you know. Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. It is a beautiful Saturday night outside. For those of you who say it's sultry, you can't say that. It's a literary term. It's not sultry. It's hot, man. It's sticking hot outside. But that's good because, you know, it's the alternative. There are some people out there, and you may be one of them, who likes cold weather, and I don't get it. I don't understand that. I don't get it. Cold weather is not a good thing. Hot weather is awesome.
They don't have that gulag mentality, right?
They do not.
I love cold weather.
Well, we'll talk about that gulag mentality a little bit later.
I just need to make sure to bring up that line so it stays fresh in, my head.
You know,
because of what you
I will drop some things every once in a while, and people will be like, "Oh, what he just said," and that's what I just said. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. Welcome to the Upstate Pulse. We got a great show to talk to you about tonight. I've got to remember how to talk on the air because I've been on vacation all week, and I might have forgotten how to do this thing. I will say, I'm one of those weird people that after 3 days of vacation, I'm ready to come back to work. You know why? Look at what I'm doing. Listen to what we're doing. We're live on the air on a Saturday night. We're getting ready to talk about video games. We're getting ready to talk about Obi Wan. We're going to talk about Miss Marvel. We're going to talk about Stranger Things. We're going to talk about this weird picture thing that happened outside of a zoo that people cannot explain what it is. We have some theories about what that is. And you may say, well, Lonzo, this is not a visual medium. How can I see the thing that you're talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we are live on Facebook, 106.3 WORD, soon to be live on Upstate Pulse when I share it. And we are also live on the Upstate Pulse and YouTube page and the Upstate Pulse Twitch page. So we're live. So we're gonna look at a picture a little bit later on, probably during the break, maybe live on the air. Who knows? Because during the breaks, the show continues. That's what it does. Speaking of the show, this show is a show about all the things I just mentioned. No politics here. We don't need any of that. Get plenty of that during the week on this, the #1 radio station in all of South Carolina. We know why, because we have a huge trophy in the other room, a real heavy trophy, which LexCorp just one-armed last year because at the Star Awards, because I kind of shamed him into it. He doesn't know that, that I did all that. And plus, I know he's out of town right now, so there's no way he's watching or listening to this. And I know none of you will tell him what I said. So there's that. There's absolutely that. We're going to have some fun today because we always do on the Saturday night. I want to thank you for taking us along with you wherever you're going, or if you're coming back from where you went, or if you're going from where you went to somewhere else before you actually head back home. Thank you. If you're stuck on Woodruff Road, don't block the intersections. That's all I'm saying. Don't block the intersections. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some Upstate Pulse. With me tonight, the regulars, the guys who will be on the posters that are coming soon. T2, who's had a busy 2 weeks, and this is like, after this, he gets to rest some. So if he looks a little tired, it's because he forgot his glasses, and that's what his eyes look like when he doesn't have his glasses.
Nah, I'm good though. Like I'm in a good mood and everything. I'm not grumpy.
How could you be in a bad mood on the show? By the
I'm
way,
not. I love doing this.
You can also reach the show through the text line 71307 and joining us also. It's so good to have him back in studio. That is show contributor Cameron.
Hi guys, how you doing?
He and I went on a wonderful adventure to Garden City. That's one of the places that we love to go on vacation when we go to the beach. Is Garden City, and we got a spot that we go to every year, and we know it. We know where the restaurants are and all that kind of stuff, and it's really cool. But am I the only one? Tim, when you go on vacation, are you ready to get back to work?
What vacation?
Well, you're going to get one of it. You went on vacation once.
Yeah,
this
I didn't
summer?
get to go because of COVID. I had to.
Well-
just went. I stayed home the whole
You've
time.
had a vacation before, right?
You were still off though.
Yeah, I was
you weren't,
off.
You weren't
yeah.
here. I mean, that's
I
still a
just-
vacation.
We just stayed home though.
Look, a
Like, you know.
staycation is still a vacation if you don't
Yeah,
have to work.
yeah. It's just relaxing.
Yeah,
I
because
guess.
I have been here for 22 years, so I get 4 weeks of vacation. My first week of vacation, I always spend doing yard work, which I already did that. My second week is always going to the beach, which I already did that. So I still got a couple more weeks of vacation left.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when I'm taking them. When you're here that long, if you're here that long, you'll appreciate vacation days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you survive.
I mostly appreciate when I'm not bothered by work, which didn't happen, but that's fine. It wasn't anything like the building's on fire, man. What do I do? Let's get out of the building. That's what you do.
Yeah, I think I only asked you a couple questions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I got in a nice conversation with OG of the Upstate Pulse, Chris Evans, who is now an engineer, while we were in the middle of a downpour. Nothing like being at the beach.
Was a lot of,
and
what
it
do you say?
Yeah, it was.
What?
we were stuck in the car getting ready to try to go into the grocery store, but it was just raining so hard. It was like, okay, we're going to see the ocean rise and see what happens when this happens. Cool.
Yeah.
And it was there was some flooding going on.
I have to tell you, Chris Evans walked into the Rob Brown show when we were there. When I was there earlier this week, and brought us cupcakes.
He did.
And the angels sang, and it was wonderful.
What kind of cupcakes were they?
Rob had a chocolate one, and I had a vanilla one.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah,
All right. Someone is saying Facebook Live is not working. Someone else give it a shot and let me know why it is not working. Because I don't know. I don't know why it's not working. I'm blaming Tim. It's all Tim's fault.
of course it is.
So while on vacation, a couple things happened. We went to Medieval Times, which hadn't been to Medieval Times in a while, and was so glad to be able to go there again, because I wanted to take the granddaughter. She had never been before, and she's 3. So, we're teaching her how to, okay, Scott says it's working. So maybe it's not working on YouTube. I don't know. But anyway, it's working. So we took the granddaughter to Medieval Times. Last year, when she was 2, we took her to the pirate show, which is real colorful and everything.
I've always wanted to see that. I never got to see that.
It's really good. It really is. They have sea lions that are like the size of the 3 of us put together, which is a sea lion is a scary looking thing, man. If you've never seen one
Especially
before,
when you're out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, probably
surrounded by hungry sea lions.
If you're like don't they eat like penguins or something? Yeah, if you're
you look like a
those
penguin
orcas? I don't know. It might be orcas that eat penguins. One of those creatures eats penguins. So we went to Medieval Times. The one thing about Medieval Times, haven't been there in a while, is the stench of horse. You forget about the stench of horse. If you can get past the stench of horse,
yes,
and
the waft of horse poop.
if you're able to eat a meal while dealing with the stench of horse, then you're going to have a good time, which
that
helps to build a good
stench-
gag reflex.
The stench doesn't bother me.
it's like having a picnic in a barn. I mean, it's kind of like that. You smell it when you first come in. Although we forgot to bring our horns, Cameron.
Oh no!
Yeah, we did.
All right,
no!
So something they have,
no skull for us today.
the old horns that were like a hollowed out horn of a goat or something.
Yeah.
They have those now. He and I both bought one of those. And what kind of manly drink did we drink in our goat's horn?
You had
thing?
a horn of ale.
You know what? You know what we had?
Slushies.
We had slushies. Yes.
Oh yeah.
I got Strawberry Slayer.
and I got blueberry. So there you
That's
go.
nice.
There
That's
you go.
nice.
Well,
Of course, you were you got some
yeah,
manly praise from
I'm about to talk about that. So we're sitting at a table waiting for the show to start, and I believe it was the chancellor, the steward, something, the guy who was in charge of everything over the kingdom. He was the queen's right hand man. Walks over to me and said, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be in the back?" And I looked at him and said,
Wow.
"It's my day off." And he's like, "Yeah, well, oh, I mistook you for someone else." He said, "It must be the long flowing locks." Then he and I both did something that you know all about.
Yeah.
And Cameron used to know when he was in high
It
school.
was in slow motion too.
It was the waving of the hair. We did that. It was a unison thing.
The
it was
blustering wind wave.
It was amazing.
it was a moment. There was an unknowing smile, like, yeah, all these short hairs, they can't do that, but we can.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, I mistook you for someone else. If you decide to come over the barrier during the games, you will be targeted. It's like, yes.
Dude, that sounds pretty
because
fun.
Because
though,
know
man.
who they must defeat if they want
the
to
whole time. We're just having a conversation back and forth, and
did you get jousted?
No, I did not. I did not want to be targeted, although I might have did better than our knight, the black and white knight, who
Santiago was not very good.
He was not good at all.
He was the worst knight.
I did medieval times one time. I just remember the big ginormous turkey leg they bring out to you.
Well, it's not. This medieval times is not that way. It's a half of a chicken. You also get tomato bisque soup is what you start out with. You get a thing of garlic bread, then you get the chicken, and you get
horn of ale.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you don't get that. You got to buy that separate.
That's separate.
You also get an ear of corn, and then you get a
half a potato.
Yeah, half a potato. I forgot about that. And then you also get a
do they still call them kitchen wenches?
They're still wenches. They're wenches and pages. The dudes are pages. The girls are wenches. And
I'll never forget that. The girl came up to me. She was just like, "Hi, I'll be your kitchen wench." I was like, "What?"
Well, that's awfully forward. But no, and our server was really nice.
She was Elizabeth. Yeah. Elizabeth did a great job, and really enjoyed her winching was done well. So we had a good time at medieval times. We also, when we go to Broadway at the Beach, and if you are checking us out on Facebook or on Twitch or on YouTube, then you see the shirt I'm wearing. There are a couple places that I usually go. One is Heroes and Villains, although I'm very upset about Heroes and Villains. They've cut their T-shirt inventory in half, which was disappointing. And I go to the 80s store, and I have a wonderful Men Without Hats T-shirt. And Tim has no idea who Men Without Hats are, probably. All I would say is you can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind because your friends don't dance. And if they don't dance, Tim, they're no friends of mine.
Oh, I know that. Isn't that a song?
Yes.
You can dance if you want to.
There you go.
hey, right here.
Also,
yeah, okay.
Also,
the safety dance. That's
also
right.
Another store that I frequented, or this time around, was a store filled with every single conceivable fantasy sword known to nerds.
Wow.
It was glorious.
Although the guys, so you go into a store and they think they're being intimidating, right? Like we stab stupid people is what they said. There's a T-shirt about it. They said they stab stupid people. Trey's talking about sugar. Yeah, we went in sugar also because the granddaughter wanted a lollipop.
It was the quest for the rainbow lollipop.
Yeah, so we got her a lollipop, a really big one. We got a couple actually. So we went into the sword place, which I don't recall being at Broadway at the Beach, and they had Cameron purchased. Tell them what you purchased.
I purchased a Gondorian helmet.
From Lord of the Rings.
From Lord of the Rings. If you've seen Return of the King and the guys who are defending Minas Tirith, that's the helmet I got.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's big.
That's awesome.
I think it could fit
Why didn't you bring it?
Yeah, why didn't you bring it? Because show and tell, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, you could have did that.
You didn't bring the horns. Yeah. You didn't bring the helmet. What else did you not bring?
Well,
I brought myself and my,
and your charisma.
In our defense, we watched the last episode of Stranger Things before we came, and we just finished
so close
it before
to
we
the
left.
end.
That blew our minds, and we just could not function after.
No, you're close to the end on season 3. We're on season 4, dude.
But dude, I can get through that. I can get through that in like a couple days.
There's stuff from Game of Thrones. There's all sorts of different armor pieces and stuff in there too.
Game of Thrones,
and also just like I said, a crap load of swords.
It was I've never been in a room with that many swords before. We've had those kind of guys come South Carolina Comic-Con before, but I've never been in a shop like this. And it's just everywhere you turn is something. Ooh, I want that. I want that. I want that. And you look at the prices going, yeah, but I can't. I want that, but I can't because I can't afford that.
I'm just like, I can, but I shouldn't, but I'm going to at least buy one thing.
All right, we're going to take a break. Before we do though, Cameron had an experience. A kid walked up to him and said, "What?"
This little kid just goes, "Hello there," and I just took a second. It took me a second. I was like, "General Kenobi?"
Yes, because
and then the kid just goes, "No, you are." I was like, "Wait, does he think of like the Kenobi series as like he thinks I look 50?"
it's not about looking 50. Cameron,
But yeah,
That
check
should be
his,
a compliment.
check
man.
it
yeah,
out.
it is.
Check it out on Facebook or on Twitch or on YouTube. Cameron has the Kenobi look. He just didn't know it till a kid walked up to him and said, "Hello there." All right, we're going to take a break. We come back. Got a ton of things to get to. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD, continuing live on the 106.3 and Upstate Pulse Facebook pages, as well as the Upstate Pulse YouTube and Twitch page, and
Instagram.
wake up, Timmy! Wake up!
I didn't think about.
Hey, would you share share to the Upstate Pulse, because I didn't share it off the 106.3 onto the Upstate Pulse if you could.
Okay, so I put it in the backgrounds. So all you have to do is just click on it, and it should just open, and then just take the screens off, and they should be able to see it.
Yeah, but there's a way to put it right next to us so we can comment on it. I think you could take the actual article and put it up there. I've seen Rob do that. I don't know how he did it, but so this is inside baseball. We're trying to figure out how to throw a picture up. We know how to do the posters because we did that before. Oh, it may have to be a video file. That may be why. You may have to create another slide. Speaking of slides, there we go. The posters. By the way, the posters have been redone with the Borderlands logo on it. Haven't had a chance to look at them yet, though, because been busy. So. And we'll come back with text because we have once text. We're going to come back and we're going to make fun of Rob Brown's inability to answer a text.
You mean Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show?
Rob Brown of the Rob Brown Show, he who ignores text.
Yeah, he did. I know people like that.
I mean, he can use the excuse that he was on the air, but I sent the text when he was on break. I know when he's on break without listening because I know the clock. It was right around 56.
You could almost say that you're a lord of time.
I am a lord of time. I'll say, okay, so Lisa is saying we're not on Facebook. It's because it hasn't been shared on Upstate Pulse, and people are looking at Upstate Pulse instead of 106.3. It's definitely on 106.3.
Yeah, the 106.3 one is up.
Are you sharing it?
Almost.
If not, hold on. I can get on another. Hopefully this won't kill our feed. I don't like doing that.
It's a good point, Trey. I should really work on my Ewan McGregor accent.
What are you sharing? Are you sharing the okay, that's not what I was talking about.
Nah, I can't do that.
No. It's okay. We needed to share the link to Upstate Pulse because I got it. I'm doing it. I got it. Just hold on. Diabetes. All right, I did it. Should be up there. Just go to the 106.3. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual video feed of what we're doing. I mean, you work on that. I took care of the other thing. We're good. You probably will have to just save the picture and make it a slide like what you did with the other stuff. And if you can't do it, then don't worry about it. We can just direct them to the Facebook page and they can look at it there. Yes, I am challenging you. Can you do it, Tim?
You're the best.
What show was it? Can we do it? Yes, we can.
That's Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder. Thank you, Stephen.
Can we fix it? No, we can't. Give in to nihilism.
That's what we are, Scooter. Well-oiled machine. In case you don't know, this is a form of motivation for Tim. He, like me, and like Rob Brown over on our brother station, The Fan, we are motivated by being told we can't do something. So we're just motivating him to do this.
Spite. And
Yes.
what he's saying is spite.
Yes, we're just yeah.
Much
telling him
like
we
in
can't
Death
do
of
it.
a Salesman. Spite! I don't know why that will always stick with me. It just does.
I don't know, Trey. That's a good question. There's a possibility. I know a guy can get me in free. You can't get everybody else in free, but he can get me in free.
Well,
you know,
maybe a plus one.
Maybe a plus one. I'm connected. I got them kinds of
Look,
connections.
he likes
you know.
me too.
Don't tell him that because he'll just mess up, Steven. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo, T2, and Cameron here on a beautiful Saturday night, having a blast, having a lot of fun. If you want to be a part of the show, you can get us on Facebook at 1063 WORD or the Upstate Pulse. You can also get us on YouTube at the Upstate Pulse and on Twitch at the Upstate Pulse. And text line 71307, where Tim has no glasses and is going to try now to read the text.
All right. Texter writes, hey guys, shout out to Kid Flaccid. Can't listen live, celebrating my 50th. Try to catch the show on YouTube later.
All right, cool.
That's awesome because you
shout
can do
out
that
to you
now.
and happy birthday. I remember 50. I'm on my way to 54. Seems like it was just yesterday.
Did you think that was a sentence that you'd ever say?
No, I did
I
not.
remember 50.
And someday I hope to say, yeah, I remember 90, but I don't think I will. Because at that point, I'm going to be like, oh, what? Who?
All right. Texter writes, evening, guys. One of the YouTubers I watched has consistently hated all the recent adaptations from Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Halo, Wheel of Time, and others due to primarily the amount of woke messaging. I don't think we should be reading this.
Keep
right?
on reading.
Okay.
That's okay.
Injected. But surprisingly, didn't think the first episode of Miss Marvel was terrible. But cautioned that it was only the first episode. What about you guys, Scott?
Well, Scott, we're going to talk about Miss Marvel probably in the next segment. And if you're looking to find woke, you can find woke anywhere. We don't really talk politics here, but it's out there. It's out there. Messaging is out there. So, I mean, you know, if you try to say, I'm not watching this, I'm not doing this, I'm not reading this, I'm not shopping here, I'm not eating there, I'm not doing all this, you need to move to a cabin in the woods and have nothing to do with anyone, including you can't use the internet. I mean, that's just how that works. A better thing to do is to shine the light and show the people that subscribe to those ways of thinking that there's a better way, and you know, live by example. Let's see. Steven on the Facebook page asked if we've seen Jurassic World yet, and no, we did not. We thought about seeing it yesterday, thought about seeing it today, and video games won out. I just got to be out. And here's what it comes down to. When you, and this could be considered an old thing, but I don't think it is. When you have an adjustable bed where you can adjust your bed to exactly all the aches and pains that you have to ease said aches and pains, and then you go somewhere, which is not a 5-star hotel, because I don't believe I've ever been in a 5-star hotel, because those cost a lot of money, and I work in radio. So I've never been to a 5-star hotel. So even though I love our rooms that we go to and the place that we go to, and, you know, the great view of the ocean and all that kind of stuff, the problem is the beds are flat. And so by day 3, I am hurting so bad I'm ready to come home to my bed. And so we're still
at least you get a bed.
We're still recovering a little bit. What I slept on an air mattress just like you did, because I can't handle the beds because they're flat. At least with an air mattress, you get a little bit of a give in there, and if you do it exactly right, you can.
Yes, my perilously crafted air mattress.
Hey, I was sleeping on an air mattress also, like I said. So you come home from vacation. We never stay an entire week because it takes a couple of days to recover. It just does. Not just from the constant on the go type of thing, but just because of I can't sleep somewhere other than home. But if you've ever been to a 5-star hotel, please let us know. Is it better? Do you sleep better? Do you still miss your bed, or are you just like, man, this is better than anything I got at home? I don't know. Never been anywhere where I felt the need to go to a 5-star hotel. Steven says T2 anxious to see the guitar when you're done.
So you saw that?
So go ahead and explain, Tim, what Steven's talking about.
Okay, so I posted earlier on Facebook, the Upstate Pulse Facebook, and also the Upstate Pulse Instagram, which you can go and check out. Just type in just go to Instagram, type in the Upstate Pulse, and it should take you right there. Just hit the follow button. But so I posted a video
and punch that button.
Yeah.
Oh,
What would that be?
That reminds me of something.
Well, I've actually made it a series where I'm actually restoring and upgrading this guitar. It's a little cheap guitar. It's called a Rock Axe, and I think they were popular back in from 96 all the way up to like the early 2000s.
A Rock Axe, I got to look at this. Does it look like, what Gene Simmons played, like an axe?
No, it actually looks closer to a Gibson, but not quite.
So it's not a Flying V or anything?
No.
All right.
But it is a really cool little guitar. So basically all I'm doing is I'm going to replace the neck on it because the neck is cracked. And I've been looking online, I actually found a whole bunch of Gibson Les Paul necks that I really like. I actually just went to Guitar Center today just to play one, an actual Les Paul, just to see if I like the feel of it.
What song did you play?
I think I did a little bit of Bullet for My Valentine and maybe a little bit of Slipknot, and I did some. I tried the clean on it because I wanted to hear the clean sound. So I did my version of.
Did it sound clean?
Yeah, dude, those guitars sound so good.
That's good.
Oh my god. But anyway, I played my version of Wonderwall that you can also look on my Instagram and actually see. And that's T2 producer Tim _headshot Tim. And I loved it. I think I'm going to replace the neck on that with a Gibson neck. And I'm going to do some Seymour Duncan pickups, which I'm really looking forward to because I've never had those, and I found some today that I think I might buy. So, and I talked to some of the guys over at Guitar Center who were awesome. It was Guitar Center in Spartanburg, and they really helped me out, and it was nice.
Yeah, I've only been to the Guitar Center here in Greenville, and those guys are really cool. It's usually when I go get headphones or
they are they're really cool too. I've been to both of them, so.
All right,
but it will be a series. It will be a series every time I upgrade it. I'll post a video, and when I'm done, when it's playable, I'll show you what it sounds like now, and then what it'll sound like later.
Which is funny. We're going to transition into something, but before we do, you made me think of something that I need to ask you a question. So I've been told that Tim was very big in Spartanburg as far as his DJ sets go. So
at one time,
did you talk any at all?
All the time.
All right. So is there a school that you go to teach you how to talk like a DJ? And I have a specific reason for asking.
No.
All right. So
you just kind of do it.
All right. So Rob Brown and I from the Rob Brown Show, which is weird. Anyway, on our brother station, The Fan, we've discussed this and we've had fun with this before. So we're at a new restaurant. A couple things happened at this new restaurant at Broadway at the beach. And we're eating our food, and then suddenly you hear, "Hey, everybody, welcome. We're so glad you're here today at the," I forget the name of the
That's
place.
Not mine, though. I don't
and,
talk like that.
I almost spat out my po' boy.
And it scared the granddaughter to death. And like, does anybody out there have any birthdays? Good. Because, we're all a year older eventually. So we're going to play a game here, a trivia game. Does anybody have an out-of-state license? Good. All right, now we're going to do something fun. Our servers are going to come to your table, and they're going to ask you to get up out of your feet, get up off your table, out of your seat, rather, and
leave your corporeal body.
Yes, spiritually speaking. And now we're going to do something that we like to do here. That's a lot of fun. And all our wait staff's going to help you do it. Here we go. Let's do the Macarena.
Oh my God.
It was
that word for word?
it was nearly word
was
for
pretty
word.
close. It
It
was
was
pretty close.
very
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
I was there witnessing this.
Not only was it close, I got the guy's voice down
He
because we
did.
make fun of that
He
voice
was-
all the
Yeah,
time.
dude.
Here's the
I
thing.
hated guys that did it like that.
You would think that this is
Well, I don't hate
hyperbole what he
them,
just did. It was not. It was straight up what that
Where
guy
they
did.
kind of talk like this, like where they kind of like shut off their like.
Well,
nose.
this guy was over the top radio.
I just
I mean,
put
DJ
my
guy.
soul in a bag and I just go with it. You
Yeah,
know?
and so
I have no shame anymore whatsoever.
and I don't know what the guy was getting paid to do it. I don't know if maybe when there were actually a crowd there that it worked. But our waitress was smart enough not to come to our table and ask us to
Yes.
Macarena
That's
because
really
she probably looked at me and said, "That's a no Macarena zone right there."
Yeah.
that man does not look like
Well,
the
I mean,
Macarenas.
Well, I mean,
I tell you, I could do the Macarena like nobody's business.
that's
but I
another.
was-
That's
I was
another
there to eat.
aspect. That's another aspect of DJing right there is reading your crowd.
Well,
I
the
mean,
other
you
thing-
you,
the other
you
thing-
can look at somebody and tell
If-
they ain't doing nothing.
If
like,
there
you
was
know?
more people and if Silver wasn't upset by everything,
Yeah, I had to take
would've
her
been
out
totally
because dude was over the top loud. And then something
not
else.
his fault.
Yeah, well,
It is.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it is.
was,
If he's
maybe.
too loud,
Yeah,
he
as-
should have turned down his
I'm
system.
trying to be nice.
It's a really
Maybe I
big
shouldn't be
place,
nice.
and I mean, I don't know if he had his own sound guy or what. I didn't. I try not to make eye contact. 'Cause
Well,
I-
if it was
if I-
really
if
if
I
it was
turn
really
around-
loud and it just didn't sound right,
guy would've
probably
felt-
not.
the guy would have fallen off of the stage.
yeah, I tend to intimidate on occasion. So yeah, if I turned around really
Oh, I'm
quick,
sorry,
Yeah,
I appear
yeah.
to be having a heart attack.
Yeah.
But
See,
that-
when I
that
did
angry
it-
Viking is looking at me.
When I did it professionally. So like I worked for professional companies and stuff. So I had to learn how to, set up sound systems and stuff like that. So he may not have,
So-
I'm not saying that he didn't know.
Speaking
Yeah.
of the guitar thing, we got to take a break and we're going to talk about something, an idea I had while on vacation. But as we're going to break, I want to tell you something else happened. They had a film crew there and they're filming commercials because it's a brand new place. They're filming their food and everything. And a guy walks over and asks me, can he videotape me grabbing drinks off of a tray and drinking? And I said, no.
Yeah.
Because I don't drink. And he seemed to be very offended. Here's the other thing, why would I do that for? First of all, I don't drink. And if I did that, then there'll be somebody who just happens to be on vacation there and goes, he does do that, doesn't he? And I don't. And the guy was offended, and maybe it was a look. Did I give him a look, Cameron? I don't know.
Well, you do tend to give looks.
Okay. All right. I give him a look.
Yeah, you do. You got
you definitely gave him a
all
look.
You definitely
all
got
right.
to look.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to say whether he deserved it or not.
Yeah,
he
he-
didn't know.
Well, he deserved, after the DJ, someone deserved it. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD.
Perfectly describe the effect of the bad player, which is similar to the back player. It's like the Eye of Sauron just suddenly turns and looks at you.
Scooter, I agree. Those people who were having to do all that, they didn't look at all like they were.
Do you
Well, a couple of them
remember-
enjoyed themselves, but
Do you remember how we put the slide in?
you had to make it into a video loop. Remember?
Yeah, that's
You had to use Google to make it into a loop. And that computer over there was really slow because you were complaining about it the entire time.
Well, Stephen, to answer your question,
I did it so fast.
vacation was good.
It was good.
The temperature was amazing, actually.
Yeah, I got
It was in between warm and cool, actually.
This is the last.
Oh.
So the beach wasn't on fire. The water was nice and soothing. I went out and I punched the ocean like I tend to do. It was a
Okay.
draw, like always.
My bad.
Oh, I'm a dummy.
You are not, because you're going to figure it out, Tim.
I am going to figure it out.
Yeah, we had fun. I'm not going to act like we didn't have fun. We definitely had fun.
Even during that, it was funny. It's one of those things of the ridiculousness of the moment was hilarious. The only thing that was bad was that my niece was just not having fun.
By the way, last week to vote. So even if you voted before, I don't care. Vote again. Which poster you think should be the poster to be the thing that hangs up in Borderlands Comics and Games, the thing that we make a big poster out of that goes with us when we're on the road and things like that.
Project.
It's really between two posters. I'm not going to tell you which two, and it's neck and neck. And also, if you are a Rob Brown fan, which you should be, Rob Brown is in the poster. You just have to look really close. And he's in all three posters. He's in the background. He's over Tim's shoulder. And he's a robot on a Robot Steel Panther. So he's that.
I have to duplicate. That's why.
Yeah, because you got to make it into a slideshow, so you have to do it several different times to make it work. I should have told you ahead of time. It isn't like we weren't here like an hour early when we could have did it then. It is, isn't it?
It do be like that.
It does. It does absolutely be like that. So we are going to get to some other stuff other than the vacation thing, but we just had so much fun things happening, including some old man who hit my mirror with his hand.
You need to let that go.
I'm not.
Someone
Why you
about to
got to
get-
park so close? Why you got to barely get out and then hit my mirror with your hand and not say I'm sorry?
You could have demanded an apology.
I
I'm
could
sure
have.
the man would have had a heart attack.
He
on the
probably would.
spot.
He was an older gentleman. I but still, if someone's sitting in a car and your fist hits the mirror, you say something. At least wave like, "Sorry, dude," or something like that. He tried to pretend like it didn't happen.
Yes, because he was trying not to just. All right, if you kick over
My
a
windows-
bucket in a
my
dragon's
win-
nest, you don't want to spook the dragon. You don't poke the bear.
I felt very bear-like at the moment. I did.
You were snarling an awful lot.
All I know is that ice cream better have been good with as many people pulled into that place.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure it was.
You may have, have you ever stumbled into a local hangout accidentally? I think that's what we did.
Which we never do.
I wanted to go to the Gretel house. It looks like it's made out of chocolate. We got a whole other hour, dude.
Huh?
You got a whole other hour. You're good.
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't want to do it till next hour anyway.
Oh, I love it. I love this movie. Where is it? Let's see. Five.
Pretty cool. We got some guitar coming back because that's what I want to talk about in this segment. All right. So while at the beach, I was unable to be creative because I like to be creative. And if I'm not, then I have bad dreams. And so radio helps me with that because I get to be creative every day. Sometimes you may go, that was stupid, but it's still being creative.
It was still
Yeah.
creative.
It was still creative, at least in my opinion. So while there, I had an idea about something that I want to do here, and I'm interested in your opinion. I want to do a Dungeons and Dragons pop culture band, and I think we can do this because, in case you didn't know, well, we were just talking about Tim and him playing guitar, and if you've ever watched or heard the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special, you know that this past year we actually did for the very first time live guitars in the studio and tried that. So we have a couple guitars. We have a keyboard player, which I play with a hammer. Might as well be. I mean, because my fists are like hammers, but I can still play it. And Cameron plays bass. So
Are your legs like iron?
they're quite like iron. So I was just having an idea. And so I started texting the guys asking if they would be down. And of course, Rob Brown from the Rob Brown Show was included in the text, and he never responded ever. And he should understand by now that that's just fuel for me. If he doesn't respond, I'm just going to keep going. And the more I kept going, the more I wanted to do this. So really, and this isn't something that's going to happen next week. Tim says he's down. Cameron's down. I'm down. Rob is down, whether he says he is or not. So we're going to put together a little bit of band. I talked to Rob Young from Borderlands Comics and Games yesterday and was mentioning the idea. And he said, cool, you guys can be the house band for our podcast when we get in the new store.
Oh, wow.
And he's
Does
like,
that technically make us the Cantina band?
no, it's like a talk show, the house band, like Paul Schaefer, like that sort of thing that he'll point and we'll just, play some riffs, that type of
We
thing.
can be like the Roots.
Yeah, we can. Exactly. So
now I want to metal it out. Let's be
well,
metal.
no, this is going to be. This is going to be a combination of a lot of things, including original songs. I have an idea for 2 original songs right now. And I will give you the genre and what it's going to be about. And I'm a pretty good songwriter. I'm not going to brag like a lot of people. I am so good. I'm pretty good at songwriting.
Not to grab, but
yeah. So not to brag, but I'm pretty good. I'm not saying I'm great. If I was great, I wouldn't be sitting here talking on the radio. I'd be, making some cash off some other artists or something. But anyway, I can write a pretty good song. So
my professor, when I was in school, told me I had a knack for it.
There you go. So, well, good. You can help
I will.
because we're going to do some original songs and we're going to do some parody songs. So,
I make cover. I can do covers. I make covers all the time.
Weird Al like type stuff, that type of thing. But it's all going to have a pop culture hint to it. And the 2 songs that I'm working on right now, one of them is called Rolling Initiative, and it's a country song.
Oh Lord!
And it's about
you wrote a country song.
I haven't written it yet, but I will. And I'm going and we're going to perform it so I can prove how easy country is.
Well, it's also doing it in the way the country should be done, comedically.
Yes, because if you take country serious, it's
not
so anyway. But we're going. It's a country ballad actually, and the whole thing about doing parody in a certain way is you got to play it straight. So we're going to play it. When I say play it straight, like straight man, not the other way of playing things straight, because we all do. But so we're going to yes, it is a country song. And it's going to have twang.
Do I get to bring out Tim's country boy voice?
No.
Oh, come on.
Absolutely. I will decide if we're going to split lead. But if anything, you might be singing some country harmony, which I'm sure you can.
Oh yeah, I can do
some harmonics in the background.
And the other song is a rap metal song called Rage Quit.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's self-explanatory what that's about.
Yeah.
Rage Quit. So speaking of Rage Quit, I haven't written it yet. So what is the game that you've Rage Quit on? A lot of people, and this is text line 71307 or hit us up on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. What is the game that you Rage Quit on? Hold on, Tim. So I know 2 people who
have a question.
I know 2 people right now who have Rage Quit Elden Ring. And one of them is Rob Brown. And the other one is the famous Tony Giovanni from wrestling who have Rage Quit Elden Ring.
They Rage Quit it?
Yes. And if you don't know what Rage Quit is, then you've never done it.
Well, okay. Well, I have a question about Rage Quit. When you Rage Quit, does that mean you never pick it up again, or?
I think you can Rage Quit multiple times.
Okay, all right.
There's a severity to rage quitting.
Yeah.
Because I've done that with Call of Duty so many times.
I'll pick it up tomorrow. I'll pick it up in a year. I'm never picking this up again, and I need to buy a new controller.
Right. Well, I did that with Call of Duty so many times, but now I'm actually pretty good at Call of Duty now. But but back in the day, it just was not. And I think I've thrown broken controllers, and it's like I'm never playing it again. Ever.
So I guess we know what your verse is going to be about. So there we go. So those are 2 songs we're going to write. And if you notice, the 2 opposite genres. We're not going to be labeled by genres. We're willing to do a bunch of things. The first parody song that we're going to do is He Ain't Heavy, He's My Half Orc. And I've already been working on that. So all the song titles that I sent to you, I was being dead serious.
That should be a folky one. Yeah, a folky one.
Well, you've never heard the song He Ain't Heavy before? It was originally done by the Hollies. It's been redone. It's been redone a bunch of times, including the Osmond version from the Osmond Variety Show, where they just showed Fat Jimmy on the beach. And I always felt bad for Fat Jimmy because they're singing He Ain't Heavy and he's fat and he's on the beach.
Yeah.
But
did Fat Jimmy know he was being recorded?
Yeah. It was like home movies thing. And while the Osmonds are
we
singing,
should
Henny
totally
Heavy.
we should totally indie it out and pull out like a Billy Joel.
All right,
voice.
so
or Billy Joe.
Trey is asking, will we wear cowboy hats? That's the thing. When we do songs, we're going to try to cosplay to whatever songs we're doing.
Dude.
And this is a thing that's not going to happen next week or the week after. This is something we're going to work on. And when I mean work on. And Tim also has capabilities because of he's a better recording engineer than I am, of us actually laying some tracks down.
Yeah.
And getting some of this done. All right, so we're going to take a break. By the way, what game have you rage quit on? Let us know. Text line 71307. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. See, that's the thing with me. It's hard to tell if I'm joking or if I'm serious on some things. It started out as a joke because it was raining and I was at the beach and I didn't have anything to do. And I was trying to get Rob's attention. And the more I try to get Rob's attention, the more I started thinking, we could actually do this. We have the capabilities. The one thing we don't have is we don't have a drummer. So if you know,
we have a drum set though.
We can do that. But if you know a nerdy drummer, someone who's into the pop culture, all the things that we're into, and wants to be our drummer, that would be pretty cool. We get the songs written first, and then we'll seriously look for a drummer. But if you're interested, send us an email or something like that, and we'll check it out. It's one of those things, though. I don't want someone. Hey, I'm just learning how to drum.
I get so many ideas right now for songs.
Right. But the other thing is, and Cameron and I were talking about this. If you're doing a parody
sing about
song,
a broken controller,
if you're doing
how devastated you are.
Right. Well, the thing is, though, for Rage Quit, do we want to write the riffs and stuff first before we write the bars? Because then you know how it's going to go.
Yeah. It just depends on the genre and like what you're kind of going for, the overall theme.
Like I said, angry metal rap.
Angry metal rap. So Limp Bizkit-y.
See, that's what I was mentioning before.
Which is why we should do that. Yes.
Yeah. Did it off with a noogie.
Yes, we can do a Limp Bizkit style for sure.
I did it off with my Xbox.
Can you play Limp Bizkit style?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. 100%. There we go. But to do a couple of those things, we absolutely need a drummer. We can do drum machine, but I'd rather not.
I hate drum machine.
You know what? If we can't find a nerdy drummer, then we want to find the opposite. Someone who does not want to be there at all.
You know what?
Yes,
I have a guy
be...
that might be interested in doing it.
I have a guy who might hate this entire thing.
I'm not sure if he'll come down.
He's
awesome drummer.
Not seen you miss one yet.
I'm missing the other room.
You don't miss in your house though.
Yeah, I'm missing my house, yo. That's right.
I think the funny part will be we'll be able to do all the harder rock stuff a lot easier. I think we're going to struggle with some of the happier stuff.
Because I can do happy stuff too, man.
When I subbed in as bass for Dad's previous rock band.
When you subbed in, you were a member of the band. The other bass player quit.
Yeah, good point.
You were the bass player.
It went from country to very hard rock very quickly, just because of the way
it wasn't country. It had southern feel to it. It was never.
Yeah,
country.
my bad. Not
Don't
country.
do that.
No, it was southern rock. It was southern rock. I misspoke. It was very good too. Much better stylistically and just better. But
I mean, I mostly play like from that new metal era, like Korn, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, all that stuff.
So here's the thing.
That's what I. That's
you and
what
I
I've
are going to
mostly
supply
played.
a lot of angst to this band.
But I've also played. I got into the acoustic thing and I've been doing that for a while too.
If you want to, go ahead and congratulate Rob Brown for being in the band, even though he hasn't said that he's going to be in the band. He's in the band.
Glad he's with us.
He's in the band. He's absolutely with us. He's an honorary member of the Upstate Pulse, which makes him a member of the band.
That's right. He's just automatically in.
Who's like that one guest star?
No, he'll be our diva. He'll just show up and play. I mean, that's how it works. He'll just go. Okay, I got it. Because he can do that. So,
sup, Mardi Gras? Long time no see. By the way, I'd like to mention that I quoted this on the way back home because we kept finding false gas stations based off of Google Maps. I was like, well, that's not real. All right, forget the bird. Let's follow the river.
Well, because we were looking for a gas station on the right-hand side, and we couldn't find one.
Yeah, and everyone that popped up on the actual thing, it wasn't real. It was just a building, or it was just woods.
All right, couple of messages on the Facebook because we are talking about doing a parody band. By the way, the name of the band is already written. These guys may not like it, but Binary Pie is a thing from Upstate Pulse. So Binary Pie is the name of the band. I've looked it up. There are no binary pies out there. Don't you dare go copyright it, because that's our stuff. All right,
Someone did that to spite you.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I'd have to.
which would be pretty funny, but don't do that. All right, so
be hilarious, but stop it.
Scott says he can play the tambourine. Talking about Rob Brown. No, Rob Brown is a guitarist. He really is. He plays in a cover band called Shenanigans. He played his guitar. He and Tim played God Rest You Merry Gentlemen on the Christmas karaoke special.
Apparently, his band is a 80s hair band.
Cover band. Yeah, they are. They are
80s hair cover band.
And he can also sing.
So does that mean that
And
they
he can
wear
also
wigs
rap,
or
so-
wear weaves?
Wait, what?
Never mind. That
Sorry.
joke didn't make any sense
No.
to anybody but me. Continuing on.
So
Wait.
so yeah, Rob can play, and he's in the band. He doesn't know it. This is the thing that I'm going to do from now on. When he doesn't answer the text, I'm just going to consider it a yes. I mean, that's just what I'm doing. That's what I'm
No
doing.
news is good news.
He was supposed to be on tonight, but he also was asked to be the play-by-play voice for the Liberty going forward. So the Greenville Liberty, the women's soccer team. So that's what he's doing right now. Steven wants to know, did you hit any buffets on vacation? Nah,
Nope.
not really a buffet kind of person. I was back in the day. I closed them things down. That's what I do. But yeah, I don't do that anymore. We did go back to, went back to Bubba's, which I said I wouldn't go back to because it was the best crab cake I'd ever had in my entire life. Went back to Bubba's and it was still good. The crab cakes were really, really good at Bubba's.
It was one of those things of you could have not gone, but the rest of us were going to go anyway.
All right. Trey says, I got my stepson an electronic drum set for Christmas. I'm going to go practice on them. You go ahead.
Yeah,
You
go ahead, man.
You go ahead. Let's see. Scooter says, are you familiar with Sabaton, a Swedish power metal band whose songs all are based on actual historical events?
You mean like the metal boot?
Very
what's it called?
appealing to a history nerd like myself. I have to check them out. Sounds familiar. Sabaton?
I
Oh,
think
you're
they
thinking of
are familiar
Mastodon.
as well.
No. He's not thinking of Mastodon. Why don't you look it up, dude?
No, I said you.
No.
You were thinking of that.
How do you know what I'm thinking? You don't know
Because
what
you
I'm
said
thinking.
it sounded familiar.
Yeah, because
So I said you might be thinking of Mastodon.
all right. So back in the early days
That's
of
mere
the
conjecture, sir.
back in the early days of the Upstate Pulse, we also did a lot of listening to nerdcore and things like that, and also found anything that had that kind of stuff in it. So there's a good reason why I probably have heard of them before. Are you looking them up?
Yes. I'm looking them up.
Scott also says Sabaton is a great band. So that's two different people saying that Sabaton is a great band. Now I'm going to check it out. I may have to add some of them to my Spotify for sure.
Let's see.
He's hearing a lot of angry Swedish recountings of
I don't
historical
want to have to
events.
noob you. I want you to pay attention to the clock, though.
I'm paying attention. To
Are you?
that.
Are you? Because I don't hear anything. I don't know why I don't hear anything. I don't know.
The silence.
Now I
deafening.
hear something. Now I do. See, I come back from vacation. I'm really nice. I'm really nice. Although I'm never really mean compared to some other people. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. In the next hour, we're going to talk Obi Wan, Miss Marvel, Stranger Things, and there's this weird picture thing. We want to know what you guys think it is. We're going to get it up on the social media. When we come back, you'll listen to Upstate Pulse. Dude, fix it. Fade it. Go to Fox
Stop it.
and then just put it back in.
Twist it.
Yeah, quit acting like that's the end of it because it's not. So you can just go ahead and get it set up. Because it's no. Until you did that. I mean, everything is good until you did that. It does that on this this show. You know that.
Is it because we're having fun?
It's gonna be all right, Tim. It's gonna be. I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right.
Every little thing is gonna be all right.
You know, in his defense, Stephen, Rob is very, very busy. He's overly busy. He's too busy because he says yes a lot.
He never says no.
I do the same thing.
Marion, just say nay.
World,
Just
the war to
say
end
nay.
all wars. Let's try that one.
No.
Oh, it'll play over the stream.
Yeah, you can't. You can't take a chance of getting it flagged. We'll look at it later. Listen to it later.
Oh, I X'd it. Oh, I need to get this up. All right. Slideshow.
He's going to do it. He's going to do. I have every confidence that he's going to mess it up. He can't. It's just not. You know, there's skill levels, and then there's wherever Tim is, and that's just he doesn't have the skill to get this done. You know, I put confidence in him. What's he do? Just doesn't get it done. He just can't. It's a shame. It really is a shame. No, you have to make it into a slideshow. You did it over there on the other side. Well, we can just direct people to the. I agree, Stephen. But chances are he will not have seen it. Oh, that sounds cool. Scooter says, tells the story of the Battle of Wisna at the start of World War II when 750 Polish soldiers held off 38,000 Nazi troops for 3 days before being overrun. That sounds pretty cool. Not if you're being overrun, but you know.
I was expecting just a woman.
Okay. I thought she was being banned for something weird.
Nope. It was malicious.
What's up, Jax?
So is he from Michigan?
Could be.
What are we listening to?
I don't know, something about a 35-pound dog or something.
All I heard was a leash and then sounds.
Chilling. We're chilling too, except for, Tim. I mean, God. What are you doing, man?
I can't remember how to do it. I can't remember how I did it.
It's cool.
Tim, go into your mind palace.
I'm tired of being in my mind palace.
Well, go back in. You're not
Go
done
into
yet.
your mind palace. I don't think I've ever heard that before, but I'm good with it. Now that will forever be.
You go
Your
in there all the
mind
time.
palace. Oh yeah, I'm there right now because I'm multidimensional.
You
I mean-
exist. You're Schrodinger's.
And for those of you wondering, yes, I did get a haircut.
Next time, just for your thing, just put Schrodinger's Lonzo.
That just sounds weird. I'm not going to say that.
I'm sorry, that's intellectual humor.
Yes, well, I only like semantic, and as Chris Evans said,
Well, that's intersectional.
your
with-
humor is drier than British humor. Thank
Your
you.
humor is drier than most British people I know.
I don't think he knows any British people though. He might though.
I think he does.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here along with T2 and show contributor Cameron. Having a blast on a Saturday night. First of all, I want to thank everybody on social media and on the text line for being out there and being a part of this show. I'm not going to say this is your show, but it is. I mean, you guys make the show. We have so much fun interacting with you, not just on the air, but on the stream during commercials. We absolutely do. If you were listening earlier, Tim made a mistake and he owes us something. All right. It's out of the way, right? It's all right. We're good. We're good. You good? Are you good?
I mean, I'm good.
I mean, you're not getting a back rub or anything. Straighten up, fly right. Do what you got to do. You got 43 minutes. 53 minutes.
Also, I don't think
I'm
you'd
good.
appreciate a back rub from either of us.
Yes.
We're vigorous in our
I
back
know
rubs.
that I wouldn't
We have
appreciate.
very,
you
very
you
strong
can think
hands.
about that, but I know that I wouldn't appreciate that.
Well, let's just say since we have very, very strong forearms and fingers.
Oh, goodness
By the
gracious.
way, Steven is asking, where did the barbarian tag come from, Cameron? I just did it.
Yeah, Dad just threw it on there for some
I
reason.
just did it.
The Cameron thing is just because
There's
used to
some
be a
people back
joke.
in the day who could not say Cameron and they called him
They
Cameron.
forget the E.
Yeah, there's an
The
E.
E is important.
There is E in there, when Cameron was an Egypt plan.
And then my my chemistry partner just said it just because it was funny.
Yeah.
Then we
well,
just about blew up. But
it happens. All right, we've got a ton of things to talk about this hour, including Obi Wan, Miss Marvel, and Stranger Things. Let's start out with a little Obi Wan. So if you haven't watched the latest episode of Obi Wan, sorry, we're going to be a little bit spoilery, but maybe not too much because I'm elderly and I forget a lot. So maybe I won't ruin everything. But Cameron remembers way too much, so he'll probably blame him. That's what I'm going to go with.
my mind palace is
Although
full.
Tim did say, "How is your mind palace, Tim? Is your mind palace good?"
No, it's locked up. It's closed. It's closed. It's closed. I need one day. That'll be tomorrow to refresh, and then I'll be back. in
Well,
my
sorry,
mind
no
palace.
room at the end at the Mind Palace, known as Tim Snow. All right, so Tim also is caught up on Obi-Wan. I got to tell you, had Star Wars Empire Strikes Back on the screen a little bit earlier, and all I could think of is, I cannot look at Leia now and not think of little Leia.
Yeah, but she's so cute though. I love her.
No,
man.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I
Yeah.
think it's a good thing. I think
She definitely gives context to the character.
right. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan has done something for Princess Leia that I didn't think could be done,
Yeah.
and has added something to her character. Whereas where you're watching little Leia, now you go back and watch older Leia, and it's like you saw her grow up.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
and it's really cool because you see all this
It was
extra
very
stuff.
good casting and very good execution on the part of that.
so far.
on that actress.
So
Yeah.
far, how many episodes do we have left? Two
we have 2 left.
two
Well, I was
episodes
actually,
left.
I mean, I was thinking about it today while I was watching it. It's like, because at the beginning of Star Wars, the original New Hope, she sends that, hologram of her, and she's like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. And I was thinking, well, does she not remember him or whatever? But it never really, you could assume either way
There
that
are
she
blanks
knew
to
him or she
fill.
didn't know
There,
him.
there are blanks to fill.
Well,
to
now
say
we-
that she knew him.
Yeah, now we know she knew him.
Yeah.
And not only did she knew him, she knows him enough to trust him enough. We know he gets her back eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
Because all this other stuff won't happen if he doesn't.
The other thing is it's it's the other thing of how she responds or how she talks about him in A New Hope with a certain kind of reverence.
Yeah. And I was trying
Which
to
you would
remember 'cause
have for somebody if they saved you when you were 10.
right. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because you know, she should have known him, and it didn't really seem like that in A New Hope, but now that I'm thinking about it,
Well, it's
maybe
one
she
of those
did.
things of
I
how the
haven't gone
story-
through. I was planning actually to watch A New Hope just to
The story just kind of fills in around A New Hope to a
right,
degree.
right.
All right.
That's how it works.
And this episode may not have been the greatest because you're thinking of the last episode where Darth Vader finally was Darth Vader on screen.
yes.
And because
Yeah.
you got to have a build up, then a little bit of a lull. It's like a roller coaster ride
Yeah.
leading into the final 2 episodes. And it wasn't a bad episode, but it wasn't like the episode before it, which is what Steven is pointing out on the Facebook page. Yeah, it wasn't Darth Vader doing what he did to Obi Wan
Yeah.
in
it
that
wasn't
episode. But it was really good, and I think there was a lot more. The fact that the Inquisitors are trying to get information out of a 10-year-old little girl,
Yeah.
and she's strong-willed enough to not break,
Right.
which adds to the fact that later on, when she can't be broken in A New Hope, it just shows how strong she was at an early age,
Yep.
and she only gets stronger. So if you can't break her at 10, you definitely aren't breaking her when she's like, what, 18 or 19? I can't remember exactly what age
20,
she
I
was.
think.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, another thing that I found interesting is that Obi Wan didn't know that Vader was alive.
Yeah, it's the whole PTSD of, oh
Right.
God, he's alive.
Yeah, like I
And
found
him
that
just
very
waking up
interesting.
after getting absolutely just destroyed by him.
Well, I mean, that's another like context thing because I mean he spent at least 10 years there to like thinking, oh my God, I killed my best friend, kind of thing.
Not just killed, but mutilated.
Well, right.
Well, not necessarily his best friend.
And then
It
he
was
finds
it was
out
like
that
his
he's
son. It was more of his son. He
Right.
he raised Anakin.
Then he finds out that he's alive. I mean, what kind of feelings does Obi-Wan feel in that moment?
Well, fear in a lot of ways, especially when Darth Vader pops up. By the way, one thing I will say is Darth Vader did have another fun moment in this episode when he was going to kill Reva for failing
Yes.
and just immediately went for it.
Yeah.
It's just like they went for the cam on Darth Vader. He's just quickly
You have
moving.
failed me for the last time.
It just lifted her up in the air and was about to have like a Stranger Things moment.
I
Or
know.
Stranger Things was about to, have Darth Vader moments.
Yeah, definitely the other
yeah,
way around.
Yeah. Vader did it first. But the jailbreak for the most part was pretty okay. I did like when Obi Wan popped up out of nowhere in the darkness to save Leia. And one small moment which connects back to Clone Wars, the TV series, with the one guy who was going to give ships and stuff to Obi Wan just calls him General.
Yeah, I
I
saw
thought that
that.
was a great callback.
Right, and like it just
all
kind of
this.
reminds you of like the old days when he was General Kenobi.
Yes.
The other thing is you can see Obi-Wan starting to reconnect with the Force. So he's
Yeah.
going to have to be back full force, so to speak, by the last episode. And will Qui-Gon Jinn be in episode 6?
I think
I
he will
gotta
be.
say it was nice to see the blue lightsaber come out too.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
man, it was nice. And I did have one issue though. I just didn't understand how out of all the blaster bolts that are flying through that, though, just one was was the one that broke the glass.
Well, the other thing is, it could be said that Obi-Wan was trying to keep it away from the
Yeah.
glass.
He missed one.
Okay, but
Yeah.
my thing is this: these are space people, right? And you would assume that if you're putting a facility inside in water, you would have something strong enough to resist, like you would in space. So, like, I mean, I don't know. Just didn't
Also,
feel right
maybe
to
they
me.
built it with the thought of like, no idiot would fire
Yeah,
blaster
yeah.
bolts in this hallway.
It's deep
Yeah, but,
underwater,
like,
and
I mean, a secure
They got a
facility
very
like
aesthetic
that.
Imperial designers. It's like,
and
I mean,
here's-
that's a
look at the
major.
water hallways.
All I'm
You can see
saying,
all of the glorious fauna outside.
that's a
Shouldn't we make-
major weakness for for such a secure facility.
All
That's
All
I'm
right.
saying.
I'm going to go sciencey here, and Cameron might be able to answer this, or maybe you can, maybe the listeners can. Text line 71307. I'm not discounting the fact that Tim might be able to answer it, so don't do that. So is it possible that the deflection of the bolts made it faster? Because when energy hits something, supposedly it would slow down and would lessen, but it's energy hitting something made out of stronger energy. Is there a chance that when the bolts hit the lightsaber, which is brighter and hotter than a blaster shot, that it somehow took on some of the energy of the lightsaber when it was deflected, and that made it stronger and hotter, and that's why it was able to go through the glass?
Well, no, because energy can only be redirected. So if that happened for every single bolt that hit the lightsaber, then there would be no more lightsaber eventually.
Yeah, but we're also not keeping into the understanding of what the power source is for the lightsaber, which is a
Kyber crystal.
Yeah, but the Kyber crystal is incredibly powerful, would last for ages. But there's like a couple things.
But that just gives it, what he was saying, just gives it a a new spin that the power will run out eventually.
If you hit a ball with a bat, does the ball go faster?
No.
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
Yes. I'm sorry.
It
Yes.
does. It
Yes.
does go faster.
Because of is that
It's-
inertia?
Now, granted, I haven't dealt with light.
No,
in
inertia
forever.
would. I think inertia would slow it down.
That's right. That's right. I'm trying to remember.
I've been stuck. Here's the thing. I've been stuck with volumes for 5 years, so I'm a little rusty on this. But I would guess that the energy, if it can be reflected by it, would also be accelerated by it as well. Because if it can be moved by it, it can also be accelerated by it as well. Now, the other thing to note is the fact that it didn't burn the glass. It just acted like it was like some sort of concussive force.
A projectile, yes.
Yeah. Which
well,
is
and after sitting here thinking about it,
kind of
they're also
inaccurate, but-
underwater, and water has a lot of weight pressure,
Right.
too.
So the glass is being pressured from
Yeah.
all sides.
Now that I'm thinking about it, so okay, now it makes sense to me.
That has to be
I feel
one
better
of the,
about it now.
one of the nerdiest questions I've ever asked and we've ever discussed. And I'm kind of proud about that. So looking
Please
forward.
don't put me on the spot again.
Well, I wasn't. I thought we had.
I want to be happy and comedic here.
Plus, we have engineers in the audience who could dispel anything we're saying wrong.
Yeah,
and could help
that's
us
what
out.
I'm worried about is
Yeah.
being wrong in front of
Yeah.
the entire audience.
Usually
I have time.
Why?
and
No.
worksheet.
Why?
No, this was not a debate. It was a discussion.
Yeah.
We were trying to work out what we thought happened.
Exactly.
Now, here's the thing. Lasers haven't been developed to that point. We've got guys out there trying to make lightsabers. Some of them actually have.
Dude.
So we don't know what the actual science would be. But I think we covered it. I think we did a good job. All right. So let's move on from Obi Wan to the first episode of Miss Marvel. Now, I had no idea who Miss Marvel was until the Avengers game. And I thought they did the story mode of the Avengers game really well, introducing the character, what she was all about, her powers and everything. Well, she doesn't have exactly the same powers on the show, and I'm okay with that. And really, what it comes down is Miss Marvel is more like a Green Lantern. So what she thinks in her mind, the energy comes out. That's what it is. I've watched a couple of shows and they pointed that out.
So
I was thinking that already.
This is a completely different character than Captain Marvel,
Right.
right?
It's
Yeah.
not
Okay.
Captain Marvel.
All right.
She's a big fan of Captain Marvel.
All right. So Trey
Oh.
is saying, I enjoyed Miss Marvel. It kind of seemed like an old school TGIF show on ABC back in the day. Yeah. This is geared towards young teens, especially teen girls. More than likely,
Okay.
that's the demographic. Doesn't mean you can't watch it and enjoy it.
It's definitely a much lighter tone than
Yeah.
Moonlight.
It's very, for
I mean,
sure.
I watched Sailor Moon sometimes when I was a kid.
There you go. She's
Came on before Dragon Ball.
the one called Sailor Moon. Absolutely. So did
Yeah.
I. I thought that was very intriguing. And the cats talked. So, I mean, that was
Yeah.
kind of cool too. And the villains were kind of wicked on Sailor Moon. So anyhow, Texter says, Lonzo, you just made my head hurt. Laugh out loud. Jim and Easley. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's a brain
That's
brain
what-
melter, man.
These are the things that we think about.
Especially if it gets deflected towards your head.
So,
Yeah.
so Miss Marvel is your teenage coming of age kind of thing, dealing with strict parents. And I know what that's like. My mom was very strict, wasn't allowed to go out of the yard even as a teenager. So I absolutely
Tell me
get all
about it
that.
with strict parents.
Although going out of the yard might have been a bad idea in my case.
Oh yeah, it would have been. Would have been bad
because of the neighborhood. But yeah, Cameron, I was a strict parent for sure. Because if you wanted to go out in the woods, who knows what would have took you away. So
I would have become king, and you know it.
Yes, you would have, and I can't have that. There can only be one. So it's kind of a coming of age thing. She's wanting to be one thing. Her parents are wanting her to be something else, and having to deal with the fact that she's growing up. Well, we also see that there's a history of powers in her family, which is kind of cool. Her mom sees a bangle and not Susanna Hoff, sees a bangle and says, no, put that in the attic. But she goes and gets it anyway, going to Avengers Con. And it's really cool. I thought it was really well done. And yes, it is more for a younger age. But that's cool because you can watch it with your kids and not have to worry about, it going somewhere more than likely where you don't want it to go. So I really liked it. Cameron, would you recommend someone watch it if they had no idea who the character is?
Yeah. I think they do a good enough job of setting up everything. I thought it was a good show. And it was very much like how she was presented in the video game that you and I played, including her dad, Abu, which I like. The guy's like, oh, he's just a wholesome dad.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
I like seeing that on occasion.
Yeah, so do I. And even the brother, a little weird, but he's covering for his sister and everything. That's cool.
He's the hipster brother.
Yeah, the nerdy best friend who wants to be a love interest, and that's kind of cool too.
Of course, the entire time during that episode was like, pick your moment. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Way to go. Way to not go for it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you messed it up.
Well, you don't want to do it in the first episode anyway. All right.
You wait till the end.
So we're gonna get ready to take a break. Before we do, I don't want to spoil too much about Stranger Things. But we watched all the episodes. We finished up the final episode today of the first half of season 4. Dude, it was so good. This right now, and I didn't think they could top it. This last episode, I think, is better than all the other seasons combined.
Exactly.
Just in one episode, the final episode, the mid-season finale, whatever it is, was better because it tied so many things in for the entire series period. If you're not caught up, it is great. It really is good. Good enough to go back and watch again. And the way the Duffer Brothers keep fading to black, that's just messed up, man. Every time they fade to black, you think the episode's over or someone's dead or something. And masterfully done. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some video games and talk about this weird picture that happened outside of a zoo. You're listening to Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. Continuing live on the 106.3 and Upstate Pulse Facebook pages, as well as the Upstate Pulse YouTube and Twitch page and
Instagram. All right, I'm gonna run and grab some more.
Need to hydrate after that conversation.
No, my throat gets dry.
find your smile in the hallway, Tim.
That was forceful.
What it
You will be happy.
You will be happy for the next 35 minutes.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
All right.
I don't see no hands
all right.
clapping. Sorry, I went a little too much.
Yeah, and you're being too loud on the stream. You like broke someone's computer speakers or
I'm
something. Don't do
sorry.
that. Come on.
Ooh, Scooter. Man, you got a lot going on.
All right, I'm slow.
I'm trying to remember too. What?
Yeah.
Jax, could you explain your acronyms? Because
No, I bet Tim knows. I'm guessing it's probably like multiplayer shooters, which I don't really play. I mean, I can play them. but
I can
don't
talk
know.
about the D&D stuff.
All right. Do you know what Jax is talking about
What?
on the Facebook page? Because those look like games that you play.
After JTL was released.
All right, you're not helping. I thought you'd be able to help.
SWG.
It's probably something that we all know, and then we're just slow.
Yeah.
We're still stuck on the lightsaber and the energy thing. It's because it's going to be a thing to think about.
Look, if you can't
Like I
tell,
said,
I'm
I'm
having
outside of
difficulty
my
with
brain
things.
palace right
Star Wars
now.
Galaxies. There we go.
It's
Duh.
still up.
Oh, Star Wars Galaxies.
I didn't know that was
Jump
still a
to
thing.
Light speed.
Star Wars Galaxies was that old? It was like the first Star Wars MMO, right?
Yeah, it's the one that you could play. Like, you can actually go and make an account right now, isn't it?
The only Star Wars MMO game that I've ever played is Star Wars: The
KOTOR.
Old Republic.
But there was
Which I
one
still love.
previously, but I thought
Yeah.
it got shut down. Apparently not. But yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in trying it out.
Huh. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here along with T2 and show contributor Cameron, having a blast on Saturday night, just getting as nerdy as we possibly can. We were trying to, by the way, text line 71307. We'll get to your text in just a moment. Also, having a lot of fun on the Facebook feed, talking about a lot of old games and things like that. There is a picture out there, and we were trying to get it up on the website, but I told Tim way too late, and he didn't have time to get it on the site. But it is on the article is on the Upstate Pulse Facebook page, so check it out. And here's what it is: a security camera captures a strange creature visiting the Texas Zoo. Officials at a Texas zoo have a bona fide mystery on their hands after a security camera captured what appears to be some sort of animal looking into the property from the other side of a barbed fence. The footage, which was taken at Amarillo Zoo in the overnight hours of May 21st, has sparked a flurry of online comments from people attempting to identify the bizarre creature. Clearly a young werewolf, not a big deal, one post reads. Another person writes, it's a raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy. Other guesses have ranged from Mexico's famed Chupacabra to Sonic the Hedgehog. Zoo officials have yet to offer their take on the bizarre visitor, probably because they're too busy marveling at the irony of going viral because of an animal that isn't a resident. Of all the creatures of our well-loved zoo, it would be the unidentified one that would make us go viral. Let's quit being upset that people are looking at this thing and not looking at your elephant. Okay, it's a wonderful elephant, but it doesn't look like this thing.
Stop trying to show your elephant off to
Yeah.
other people.
There was a guy, and you can look this up. There's a guy named a Muppet named Floyd, who was in the Muppet band. I think he went streaking. That's what I think. So if you check out the picture,
Freedom, man.
if you want to see what look up Floyd from the Muppet band, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I think it's him. I'm pretty sure it's him. I think they went streaking. The Muppet band's a little out there. I mean, Dr. Teeth, those guys. Have you seen the picture of them?
I'm looking at it right now.
I think it's him, man. Don't you think it's him?
It's gotta be Floyd the Muppet.
It's Floyd the Muppet. They went streaking, and
I
he
bet
just
you
got
money. Animal and like the other guys are like somewhere else.
Yeah, they're out there. They're out there. They're skinny dipping or something. And he just got
Oscar the Grouch is
Where's
definitely in there
Floyd?
somewhere.
he just got caught. That's all. That's all. So they don't know what this creature is. The fact that they think it's a chupacabra, obviously it's not. Chupacabras are not that tall, and they cannot walk on their hind legs. Everyone knows that. As far as a werewolf goes, this thing is too skinny to be a werewolf. Werewolves are husky. They are not skinny like this.
Curly, you
thing
might
is.
say.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they're very stout of breast as far as that goes. And check out like American Werewolf in London, and you'll get a good example of what a werewolf looks like. By the way,
Stout of breast.
stout of breast. Yes. With that, it's a technical term, a scientific term, and anatomical term, actually. So I don't think it's a werewolf.
I think it was just a raccoon wearing pants.
Obviously, it's not a Bigfoot because big feet are at least 7 feet tall, even the babies. So there's no way that it's a Bigfoot.
Maybe it's a skinwalker.
It could absolutely be a skinwalker without a doubt, because there's a difference between a skinwalker and a werewolf.
I was going to say a were-raccoon.
I don't know.
There are were-rats.
I don't know. I'm
were-gerbils.
zoomed in on it.
Lycanthropy is a much broader thing than just werewolves.
Absolutely,
It does
There's
look
so
like
many different horrible things out there.
it does look like it has like a small tail.
All right, Scooter says,
but I'm not sure.
looks like some prankster in a fur costume. I gotta tell you, if that's a person in a costume, they weigh like 50 pounds.
And dude, your legs don't bend like that.
Yeah, it's just not. Now, more than likely, it's like a coyote or something on its hind legs, which I don't. A dog can do it, so I'm guessing a coyote can.
Daggum coyotes. I always think of R.I.P.D. whenever I see coyotes.
Which was it was a great movie. It really was.
I hated it, but it was good. Just
so I don't know what it is. Look at the picture and tell us what you think it is.
I mean, that arm's pretty long.
I think the closest thing to it is either a skinwalker or maybe a Wendigo. At least the Wendigos that I saw on Supernatural, the show. The
Could be a
Wendigo.
dwarf Wendigo.
The Wendigo kind of had that kind of thing, but we don't know the angle of the camera and how tall the thing really is. It could be taller than what we think, but I don't think because how tall is the fence? That's the thing.
What's the angle of the camera?
Hold on,
Yeah.
Let me,
if it's a 10-foot fence, then it's fairly tall.
I mean, that's a light pole next to it. I mean, how tall are those typically?
I don't
Pretty
know.
tall.
I don't know about Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, they say. So, I mean, it might be even taller than that. I don't know.
Including
The
the
grass-
unidentified monsters.
There's well, how short is the grass?
Well, there's that too. I'm sure it's well trimmed
We're asking all the best questions.
We
How
are.
short is grass?
because we are we're detective doing.
Well, hey
detective
man,
works.
those are some pretty long weeds right there. So I mean, that's like an average size person,
All
in
right.
my opinion.
We have some texts. I don't know if the texts are on this or not because I can't see them, and neither can Tim. So he's going to try to read them.
Yeah. All right. Texter writes. Oh wait, I had it. Man, I had it where it was supposed to be. All right. Texter writes that we should have a Bigfoot and a UFO band. Yeah, man.
We are.
Yeah.
That's
It's gonna go
there will
down
be
like
there
that.
will
It's
be
all
Bigfoots.
encompassing.
Yeah, it's going to cover everything. Everything we cover here on the show, including there'll be a chemtrail song for sure.
All right. Texter asks, do you think Borderlands Comics and Games can get a copy of Sid Meier's Civilization 3?
All right. So when I was in Borderlands yesterday, by the way, I told Rob, I was like, people are going to ask me like they always do, when's the new store happening? And we decided soon is what we're going with. It's a matter of permits, just waiting on permits. He showed me the storefront and what the signage is going to look like. And part of the signage is games. And they are going to have some video games. So there's a good possibility that he could probably pick that up because he's especially getting vintage games.
All right. Texter writes, Lonzo, this was a great season of Stranger Things, although I called the whole number 1 thing to my wife after the first few episodes. Speaking of my wife and Susanna Hoffs, okay.
Susanna
Hoffs, my wife is her twin, okay, and that is not an over-exaggeration. Married up. Okay, I'm married up, Billy and Greer.
Good for you, Billy.
Man.
I'm sure you're quite the looker, Billy. So don't sell yourself
dude.
short.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Always have that confidence.
Tim,
All right.
you need to have that confidence when you say that too.
All right.
Yeah, man, you look great.
All right, what are you doing, dude? There's stuff above it that look like.
Yeah, it's right here. I'm right
Okay.
here. All right. Texas writes, Lonzo, here's one to hurt your head. What does a mockingbird's real natural call sound like? Jim and Easley.
It's just a lot of you suck, just over and over again. Right?
No, you get a mockingbird mocks what you say. So what is the real voice of a mockingbird? So if you say mockingbird to mockingbird, mockingbird will say mockingbird. If you say noob to mockingbird, mockingbird will say noob. So what is the real voice of a mockingbird?
We're talking about mockingbirds or parrots. I'm not really up on birds.
Yeah, because they like
The whole thing about mockingbird.
they copy.
Yeah, they
Oh,
mock.
they actually are mockers.
Yes.
Yeah, they mimic other birds.
I found my spirit animal.
All right,
Yeah.
continue.
All right.
I'm gonna research mockingbirds.
I'm gonna assume that this is supposed to be Goofy, but I'm not sure. But it says it's Goffy all hungover after a night on the town looking for a Waffle House.
It could be Goofy.
I think it's Goofy.
Well, if it is Goofy, he probably says his name as Goffy if he's hungover looking for Waffle House.
yeah. there
And
you
he's
go.
naked.
I knew I lost him somewhere.
All right. Texter writes,
Hey, is that a camera?
Lonzo, could it be Pig Bear Man and Pig Bear Woman had a baby, and that's what we are seeing?
I don't know. It doesn't look like a pig to me because pigs are a little more plump and edible. This thing looks like you would pass it over. It's like jerky with hair.
I like
So,
how you think about
All right,
eating.
and
This is-
584 does confirm that it was Goofy.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. We don't know what it is. We don't know. Neither do they. Chances are maybe, let's see. Scooter on YouTube says it's an infrared camera. It can do weird illumination effects. It could be some trash or debris blown by the wind. Oh, well, it looks like something to me, You know what, Scooter? I choose to believe. I do. Jack says, you guys are a real hoot when I listen slightly inebriated. I'm sure everyone. I'm not going to noob you for that
What
because
happened to my?
you
Did I do that?
Yes, you did. You turned your mic off.
Nobody
You
else
know
has
what?
the
It has
power
been.
to do
It
that.
is. It has
Here's why he
been.
turned his mic off because he knows we need to take a break. So that's what
Yes.
we're going to do right now. And when we come back, we're going to hit the Nerd Roundtable. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. See that? Ain't that? Dude, like we're talking about this creature and we don't know what it is. And then suddenly my mic went off. I don't know what happened, but it was off. And I know I
Yeah,
didn't
man.
do it because I didn't make my hand reach to the left and
I
push
did
the
it. I
button
did it.
off.
So-
And no one else can control this microphone but
listen,
me.
listen, man. I did it subconsciously. Okay.
Thank you, Argyle.
Oh,
You'll get that reference in a bit.
what'd you say?
Nothing.
I didn't hear it.
He gave a Stranger Things
Oh,
reference.
man, I'm so close to being through it. It's really good. It's a lot.
So you're in the mall, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're at the. They just cracked the Russians code, and I think Hop and Joyce they went back to the lab.
It could be a Crash Bandicoot costume.
Billy is possessed by the big creature shadow, D&D dude.
Or you've been surrounded by people who are often inebriated and you don't drink. So that's how I know what that means.
Well, I've been
Designated
around those
driver for
people.
life,
I have
yo.
been those people. So hey, man, I get it.
Designated drivers get to drive all the cool cars.
That's right.
Come back from the round table. And we still have one more break, right?
Yes. Let me double check for you.
Yeah, don't say two. Do not say two. It's got to be one.
Double checking.
It's one. It's one. Okay. That's what I thought. What if we looked outside right now and saw that fuzzy thing just standing out there, like leaning on your car?
We would definitely be getting footage of that because that would be awesome.
What is your what?
Oh,
Did you ever play Assassin's Creed Origins?
I played every Assassin's Creed.
Okay, I never played it, but it's on Game Pass right now, so I started playing it today.
Oh, are you playing Origins?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Origins
that's
is
why you're
actually
an
really
agent.
good.
I
The
was
only
like,
thing
I
I
thought you
didn't
were-
like
I thought
about
you
it is
were-
that you couldn't parry.
All right. Well, I never parry anyway. I'm full
Yeah,
on.
he doesn't.
I don't stealth either.
Oh man, that's one.
Well,
of my
I will-
favorite
I will-
features in
I
that
will
game.
stealth from the top of places, but if someone discovers me, it's like it's on.
You learn to parry, you can take on anything.
But if you download that on Game Pass, it also has DLC with it, including a bunch of weapons and armor and stuff. 'Cause-
There's a meme that goes along with Assassin's Creed. It's like All right, I'll stealth by. Nobody will see me. One guy sees me. Guess everybody has to die.
So I hated the first one. All the other ones I played, I've really liked. So, but Valhalla's still my
You
favorite.
don't like the first one?
No, because you're killing Christians. I just didn't like that. It just
Oh.
didn't feel right.
It's not
And plus,
real.
it was more stealth. It was
not
too
real.
stealth. I know it's not real. Listen to you, coming from you.
It's not real.
All right, ton of things to talk about in the Nerd Roundtable, including me buying a yellow shirt, which Cameron is like, everyone's going to look at you. And I've had this discussion with people before. If they look at what you're wearing, if they look at your hair, if they look at the way you walk or something, they're not really looking at you. And if they do that, then you can hide in plain sight. Just think about that.
Yes, Big Bird.
Especially if you're an introvert. Not quite big, not quite Big Bird. I have a couple shirts that are golden in this way, which highlight my awesome hair and blue eyes. But, you know, there's that. Also, all the people who have said in the past that Tim has better hair than me. So Tim's already like 20 years younger than me.
I like your hair.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
I like
that.
your hair,
I
Lonzo.
don't need the
Tim
positive.
just posed to the camera. It's like, I'm so pretty.
I don't need a positive affirmation. All I know
I'm so pretty.
is that is that hippies are taking over this place again. Finally.
I am not a hippie. Okay.
Okay, well, so you saying you don't believe in peace or love? Warmonger. All right, let us continue. Speaking of warmongering, Tim put something up on the Upstate Pulse Facebook page. By the way, if you want to know what we're going to talk about during the week, a lot of times show prep is right there. All you got to do is look at it. And yeah, it comes from several different sources. We will also throw some original stuff in there. But usually if you want to know, what are they going to talk about this weekend? This is up here. Maybe they're talking about that because we are. And he put up a thing, Superman versus Jiren.
Yeah. I want to know who wins this fight.
And so the question is Superman versus Jiren, who wins? If you don't know who Jiren is, then I can't help you.
Yeah, dude. Like Jiren from he's from Dragon Ball Super. And he's super strong. And he fought in the Tournament of Power, and he was the last guy.
I think it depends on where they're fighting at. Is there a yellow sun? If there's no yellow sun, then Jiren wins.
I don't know,
every
because
time.
I've not read the manga, so I'm not up to date with, like, you know, current Dragon Ball Super. But based on, you know, what I've seen in the anime, it's really hard to tell because I don't know what Jiren's weaknesses are. He doesn't seem to have very many weaknesses.
Double teams.
Yes, double teams.
What do you mean?
Frieza and Goku double teaming him in.
Oh, well, yeah. But that, I mean, that was
the
Ultra.
reference, Tim.
That was Ultra. Well, was Goku Ultra Instinct at that point? No, he wasn't.
I will tell you this. I will almost always pick Superman when he's going up against anybody.
Oh no, dude. Jiren was a beast.
So I'm gonna go with Superman just because I'm a Superman guy. So I'm gonna do that. Chances are he probably would lose, but again, it depends on what planet it's on. If it has a strong yellow sun, I think Superman's got a good shot at it.
I feel like you have to treat anything like this with both of the participants being at full power. See, and there was this whole thing with Superman versus Goku, and there's so many different iterations of Superman where he like becomes a god or something because he absorbs so much solar radiation. But
yeah, but Goku and Vegeta became gods.
I know. Just give me a second. Man.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
You never interrupt mid thought, especially when I'm, you know.
Hey man, get to it.
Like
we only
this.
have so much time.
And I'm going to take all of it as much as I can.
We can turn
I'm
your
gonna
mic
eat it
off.
up. All right. But basically, I really don't think Superman can compete against the strongest guys in Dragon Ball. It just doesn't make sense as far as power scaling goes because he's dealing with literal gods here.
Yeah.
And people who can fight literal gods.
All right, so
I would say Jiren would win.
All right, I'm going Superman. Cameron's going Jiren.
I'm going Jiren, just because they used the Akai, I think that was called, the destruction energy.
There's that, and also
they harnessed that, and that's like a divine power.
There's a difference between being able to
So you could
throw
argue
a tall building or being able to blow up planets at will. I'm arguing on your side here.
yeah, but all right. You could argue that Superman is a god. You know, I mean, because he kind of is. But these are all god inspired characters as well, and within the Dragon Ball universe that harness, god divine energy. So I would say, based on what I've seen in Dragon Ball Super versus what I've seen from Superman, I gotta go with Jiren.
See, that's a good question, Scooter, which is why I was asking about settings. Scooter asked, how does Superman do when he's exposed to the light of an even more powerful white or blue star? I think the strength of the star ups his power level.
Yeah, but here's the problem: is that Jiren is strong whether there's a star there or not.
True. Doesn't mean that he'd win, though. But 2 out of 3 say he would. All right, the next question, I think this is one that anyone's listening to the station would know. You may not know who Jiren is. You're going to know this question. This has been all over the internet for the last couple weeks. Should they remake episode 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars?
No. No, you leave it as is. You keep
I think they should just uncanonize them.
What?
Like, you take them out of the canon and just make them like legends or something, like they did with the expanding universe.
See, I don't think you can do that, though.
No.
Because then you don't have the redemption of Darth Vader.
You also
the
don't have
destruction
the
of Palpatine.
original.
Oh, 4, 5,
Yeah.
and 6?
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
thought you
the
meant the new
original
ones.
3.
I thought you meant the new
No,
ones.
No, pay
Oh.
attention to the numbers.
What'd
Tim.
you say? Seven?
I said 4, 5, and 6.
Not 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
Those we can uncanonize.
4, 5, and 6.
Yes. The original.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
God, no.
But
No.
if you compare them to the prequels and the postquels and all the stuff that's coming out now with Obi Wan, with the Mandalorian, not Boba Fett. If you compare them to all those kind of things, they look hokey almost.
I mean, yeah, but they are what started it, and I think every true fan loves the origin of something.
All right, Jack says.
And if you take that away from them, then you take away the entire series.
Jack says yes, but stick to the script and timeline with modern special effects and CGI. You could just redo them and make them look more modern. You absolutely could.
I don't think they should be touched.
Scott says no,
anymore.
don't touch 4, 5, and 6.
I don't think they should be touched anymore.
I get all that, and I saw Star Wars when it came out. I saw Empire. I told a story about how Empire was ruined for me because we got to the theater early, and this guy who worked at the theater was like, "Hey, you want to go ahead and go on in a little bit early?" And we said yes, and it was right at the end where Darth Vader told Luke Skywalker he was his dad.
Oh no!
We never found that guy afterwards. I think it was the end of his shift, and he just left, which was this is like the meanest
He
thing.
probably did it just to be
no, it is.
It was actually the devil.
It is the meanest thing ever done to me in my entire life, and trust me, there's been some mean things done to me. That was just it was.
Hey, at least you got to see it in a theater. I mean, that's kind of cool.
That is true. But looking at the way the effects are now and so many things now, I can get why this is an argument, especially from a younger generation who was not around when the originals came out. So I completely get it.
I just think that there's so much controversy surrounding even the prequels, and then we know what happened with 7, 8, 9. So I mean, like if they remake the originals just because for like the CGI, like I mean, what I think every fan would sit there and say, what are they going to do to it? Like, don't touch it. Just leave it alone.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. You just move on, make your new content and all that stuff, and just keep going.
All right, we need to take our final break. As we go to break, though, I want to mention that tomorrow Xbox and Bethesda's showcase is at 1 p.m. So maybe we get some Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe we get some Starfield. Maybe we get some other stuff. Who knows? All right, you're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on 106.3 WORD. Coming back with the lightning round.
oh no! I just thought it was funny because I had said something in the middle of your thought, and you're like, "Don't interrupt my thought." So I was about to be like, "Don't interrupt my thought," but I didn't.
Children,
I love you.
children. Come on.
We got to keep it at nice,
By
catty
the way,
banter.
I've seen worse fights than that. So in this room.
Wasn't really a fight. It was
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I was
Patrick
totally
and
a
Chris
joke.
would go at it to the point where I'm just like, finally, I would have to rein it in and go, okay, that's enough. That's enough. We gotta move on.
I don't have beef
I was
enough
totally
to-
kidding, man.
No, I'm just playing around with you even now.
Let's see. I don't know, man. I don't get offended over that kind of stuff. Never have.
I do, but I didn't.
Yeah, we'll work on
I
that.
love you, man. I'm sorry. I didn't.
We
mean
definitely
to-
will worry
We'll
about
break
that.
it. Dude, I'm messing with you. You gotta.
Golden. What?
You might be talking about Golden Superman. I don't know.
Why?
No, I don't know what that is. I think they just want the name of that mentioned on the air.
Oh, okay.
Free advertising. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Big Lou, he's like you. He's on meds too.
Dude.
That's what they say. See, told you.
There's a joke I want to say, but I can't do it on the air.
I know. I was thinking probably the same joke.
I don't know. I don't know if you're as dark as I am.
All right. We'll see. We'll see after the show.
You might be worse.
I have out gothed a goth kid before. Man, what's wrong with you?
I went through a goth
Yeah,
phase.
Battlestar Galactica's remake was really good. And I loved Battlestar Galactica as a kid. I had Battlestar Galactica glasses. The remake was very adult compared to the one that was out in, the 80s.
Oh, he said cash. I thought he said cats. So I was like, where are all these secret cats coming from?
Laser cats.
Anybody ever sit and watch like cat videos?
Trey, that's a good question. Trey asked, do you ever get tired of some of those commercials? We never get tired of commercials because commercials are how we get paid. Meager though it may be,
Yeah.
it's how we get paid. Here's the other thing. It's a little thing that happens for producers and for some hosts. After a while, you don't hear it anymore.
Yep.
Because you've heard it so many times. You just don't hear it. All you hear is the beginning or the end of
Yeah,
it.
I've had people call in, hey, what's that promo that played about this? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I've had that. Well, you were sitting there, it's like, yeah,
You mean the
but
white noise
Yeah,
I spaced
but,
out
like,
for?
and
You mean
also
the Charlie Brown thing that wah 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 wah.
yeah,
wah,
we
wah.
also are doing other things. So
That's just how I hear people.
Yeah.
that's not lightning round.
What? Were we supposed to come back with something else?
Lightning round.
Oh.
What are you doing, dude? What's wrong with
I
you?
didn't hear you say lightning round.
Don't we always end with lightning round?
Yeah, but sometimes you don't do it. And you always tell me if
You should play it out of 2 or something, because then you can go into the transition between the two. I'm just saying.
Well, you know what? It just came in with, Smeagol, because that's kind of cool.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
There he is. There's W. That means time for lightning round. Time to try to squeeze as many things as we possibly can in the last 5 minutes of the show.
Like a fat guy in skinny jeans.
Yes, which takes some effort, I'm told. I wouldn't know. All right. The Joker sequel is happening. Todd Phillips has revealed the working title and new pics of Joaquin Phoenix reading it. The working title is Joker, Folie à Deux.
I was going to say longer train rides and more sad violin.
Yeah, and then like the last 20 minutes will be good.
Yep.
I mean, all those people, oh, this is the greatest movie of all time. It's like, come on.
It was so painful.
It was
was so painful
it was
to
kind of
watch.
boring.
It
I ain't
was
gonna lie.
it was boring to the last 20 minutes, and it was kind of, I mean, it was predictable. You could tell that stuff was not really happening. That was all in his head. So we'll see if Fale le Dieu or whatever that is means that more people are
It's so
going.
snobby too because it's in French.
Yeah.
I know
French
how to make
people.
this sound upscale. Let's use French.
You know, speaking of sequels that people actually want to see, Ghostbusters going to do a new sequel, and they pointed out that, you know, at the end, the post-credit scenes, the Ecto was back in New York, so they're going back to New York to do episode 2. There have been jokes about Vigo showing back up. Gozer showed back up. Why not bring back Vigo? Don't know if that's going to happen, but the thanks, Jax. But yeah, the sequel is happening, and I'm good with it. If they can capture the heart from this past one, looking forward to it.
I do think they do need to use a new Ghost though,
No,
not just reuse another one. It was fine with Gozer. Gozer was great, but
I agree. All right, so the Grammys have decided to add a new category: video game music.
Yeah.
It is about time.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Quickly, what is your favorite video game music?
Sephiroth.
I figured that's
Sephiroth.
what you would say.
100%.
I'm going to go with
Oh, and I really like the soundtrack to Last of Us as well.
I'm going to go with Sin from Final Fantasy X.
Oh, there you go. That's a good
Which
one.
was like death metal
yeah,
death metal
Otherworld.
Japanese.
Oh yeah, Otherworld. Dude, I learned to play that
Yeah,
at one
that's cool.
point.
Yeah.
We need to do that at some point.
All
Dad,
right.
you could just be like doing the
No,
Japanese.
no,
death metal.
yeah, I can do it. All right, Cameron, what's your favorite?
Oh God, I have so many. Personally, I like the StarCraft 1 soundtrack. That's one that always sticks to my mind.
I would also throw out there the Diablo music from the first Diablo.
Oh, and
Just a guitar. It's acoustic guitar, and it's got just
Diablo 2 soundtrack as well.
certain
also,
kind of verb
the,
on
the
it.
Final Fantasy Tactics soundtrack as well.
Well, they've done entire concerts of Final Fantasy music and
They
stuff.
just
Yeah.
need to throw awards at Nobu.
the music-
Uematsu.
Music for Final
Just give him a
Fantasy
whole bunch of stuff.
has been like, I mean, it's really well put together and written before. Like they take a lot of time on it.
All right, so if you look at your Xbox store account, some people are getting a free $10.
Cool.
It's
gonna check
random.
mine when I
You
get
don't
home.
know who's getting it. I did not, but that's
I'll have to look.
both of you guys might have gotten $10
It's
free.
like, oh boy, I can buy some cosmetics on Destiny 2.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
you could. I mean, you got to use it for something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or to go away. So check your Xbox account, see if you got free $10, and that's because the Xbox and Bethesda showcase is going on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Looking forward to that. Also,
This is Todd Howard throwing out free money.
there is a new Lord of the Rings game. It's called Moria, and Gimli asked you to go back to Moria and reclaim it, and so you get to mine in Moria and get to find magic weapons, all kinds of things like that. And chances are you might run into a Balrog or two. You never know. But it looks like a really cool game. Also, Dragon Age is coming out with an animated series on Netflix. I think Netflix is trying to save itself by going with anime, and it might be a good move. Although Stranger Things has been awesome, so that helps. But Dragon Age, last time they did a Dragon Age movie, it introduced a new character that ended up being in the next game. This is probably going to do the same thing. All right, we are out of time. Thanks to everybody who's participated on the text line, on the Facebook page, on the YouTube page, on
We
the
love you.
Twitch page. We absolutely do. And we are looking forward to next week as we do. And you guys have a great weekend, and see ya.
What?
You turned my mic off, man.
Yeah,
Why'd you do that?
I was already there.
You turned my own mic off.
I was already
now
there
We're going to have words.
because I turned your mic off.
Texture says the Donkey Kong music.
Oh yeah, the Donkey Kong music, man. Remember that.
All right, we're getting out of here. Say goodbye to social media, Tim.
Goodbye, social media.
Say goodbye to social media, Cameron.
Why are we doing accents?
I don't know. All right.
Goodbye.
Guten Tag, abiento. Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.